Well, actually, my husband was a Peace Corps volunteer, and he dealt with community development. So he worked with different groups in the community, one of which is really, they've improved a lot because it was a women's corporation, and they made soaps. They were in operation 7 years before he actually worked with them, but they were not on a large scale as now. He helped them expand their product, I suppose. Now they're supplying soaps in the hotels, and they're exporting soaps. So another thing Peace Corps volunteers do in St. Lucia, they work in schools or in hospitals, depend on their degree. So it all depends on what education they've got, then they work in that field, or they could specify to work in a special field of interest.
Okay. Why did you decide to come to the U.S.?
I got married, so he found a job in the U.S. and it was easier for me to move to the U.S. as opposed to us living in the U.K. because then he would have had to wait roughly 6 months to get his papers to work. I still had to wait as well, but it was just easier.
What is happening politically and economically in St. Lucia now?
Okay, with the politics, there's always conflict because people are never satisfied with, it's in every country. You're never satisfied with the government. There's always issues. So, but in St. Lucia, some politicians will pay for you to vote for them. And I suppose it happens in a lot of places, but in St. Lucia, it still happens, unfortunately. Yeah.
Is your accent like a mixture of England and British?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I speak, people are like, "Are you British? Are you?" But you notice it a lot more if I'm in St. Lucia. Although I slide back into the St. Lucian accent when I'm there. And now my English friends, they're saying, "Oh, you sound American." So yeah, it's a mixture.
So you're basically just picking up little bits of everything.
Yeah, I am. Different cultures as well.
You also mentioned that the government really doesn't support schools.
Yeah, they don't.
Is the problem that the tourism is the primary economic factor, and that's a cash economy?
It is. They support the schools up until, I believe, secondary school. But if you were to do your A-level, then you don't get any help from the government. So people who've got to travel to the capital to do their A-level, some of the parents, they can't afford to pay the bus fare, to pay for the books, because the books are extremely expensive, and you've got to wear uniform as well, which is expensive. So hopefully they could work on that, and hopefully they could get more organizations to help, because they've got so many intelligent people, but they're not given the opportunity, which is extremely sad.
Does St. Lucia have known writers and poets and artists? Name some that you could name for us?
Yeah, Derek Walcott is a famous writer, Nobel Prize winner, and Sir Arthur Lewis, economist. He's dead, but Derek Walcott is still alive, and he actually lives in the U.S. I'm not sure where about, but he lives in the U.S. So 2 Nobel Prize winners in St. Lucia, which is, it's really good because it's a tiny place,